You grind away at the gym, believing that sheer willpower will eventually bring permanent results. You eliminate carbs, monitor every single calorie, and obey every dietary rule you can find. But after a couple of months, you somehow wind up exactly where you started. This pattern does not prove you are lazy or that you have no discipline. It occurs because 95% of diets ultimately fail in the long run. Your body is designed to fight against weight loss and gently steer you back toward equilibrium. When you shed pounds, your metabolism drops much faster than most people expect. Hunger hormones like ghrelin spike dramatically, making every food craving feel impossibly loud. Your biology has zero interest in beach bodies or looking good in photos. It only cares about keeping you alive. And that means clinging to stored fat. Yet, something remarkable emerges when you turn your attention to Japan. They maintain one of the planet's lowest obesity rates at only 4. Baffinger Wu. That figure is nearly 10 times lower than what exists across America. And they still consume rice, noodles, and even little snacks practically every day. So the question becomes unavoidable once you spot this difference. What is actually going on there that we completely miss over here? What do they know about everyday life that we keep ignoring? Because it is not about genetics. Even though many people love to assume otherwise, Japanese and American DNA are far more alike than most would guess. And it is not cigarettes either. Since Japanese men actually smoke at higher rates, it certainly is not gym culture, because only 3% of them hold memberships. Something else entirely is shaping their physiques. Something subtle and deeply intentional. The solution is not about pushing harder or exhausting your willpower reserves. Japanese people remain lean because their daily surroundings naturally encourage healthier choices. Their routines are molded by thoughtful design rather than constant restriction or effort. And once you truly grasp this, something meaningful starts to shift within you. You understand the struggle was never about personal willpower at all. It has always been about the invisible systems around you, quietly steering your decisions. Here are 9 science-supported habits from Japan that transform how you relate to food. Habits that keep you lighter without starving or spending your life exercising. Habit 1. Educate your palate early. In Japan, food education starts young, well before habits become deeply ingrained. School meals are designed by nutritionists and cooked fresh each day. Kids eat rice, vegetables, fish, and clean flavors that naturally shape their preferences. There are no vending machines pushing processed junk or sugary treats nearby. Growing up like this trains the tongue to see whole food as normal and fulfilling. Meanwhile, many American school cafeterias prioritize profit over actual nutrition. Tater tots, chicken nuggets, and chocolate milk become the everyday standard. These items condition the brain to demand sugar, salt, and constant flavor intensity. The takeaway is straightforward, but profound taste is a habit you can reprogram at any time. Begin by swapping one processed food each week for something fresh and unprocessed. Gradually, your brain starts wanting the foods your body genuinely recognizes. Habit 2, make healthy options convenient. Japan has 15 times more convenience stores than America. But what they sell is radically different. Their grab-and-go meals are rice bowls with grilled fish, tofu, or hot miso soup, not burgers, oversized burritos, or heavily processed fast food options. Convenience in Japan means accessible, simple, and nutritious by default. In psychology, this concept is called environmental design. We believe we choose freely. Yet our surroundings quietly make choices for us. Japan simply ensures the healthier path is also the easiest one to take. If you want to improve your eating, stop fighting your cravings head-on. Instead, redesign what your environment makes effortless to grab. Habit 3. Practice gentle portion control. Japanese culture quietly values moderation in daily eating habits. They follow hara, hachi, bu, The practice of stopping when roughly 80% full, meals arrive in smaller dishes, each providing a different texture and taste. Rice, soup, fish, and vegetables create variety that feels plentiful, not limiting. This method helps the brain feel the meal is complete without overeating. There are no giant sodas, oversized plates, or bottomless refills making excess feel normal. Portion size directly influences hunger because the mind reacts to what it sees. Psychologists call this unit bias, the tendency to feel satisfied after finishing what is served. Smaller plates naturally mean fewer calories without any feeling of deprivation. Habit 4. Stay aware of sugar. Another crucial difference is how little sugar the average Japanese person actually eats. Their consumption is roughly half of what a typical American takes in daily. Even their beverages are smaller, with soda cans holding just 150 milliliters. Desserts are tiny but beautifully made, delivering pleasure through experience rather than quantity. Satisfaction comes from attention, flavor, and presence instead of massive portions. Studies show that cutting sugar by 40% resets how sweet things taste over time. Your palate becomes sharper, and sweetness starts feeling naturally more intense again. An easy first step is replacing one sugary drink with calming green tea. It contains no calories, gently reduces stress, and may even boost your metabolism. Habit 5. Eat on a schedule. Most Japanese people have 3 main meals at consistent, predictable times each day. Breakfast wraps up before 9, lunch before 1, and dinner before 8. This steady rhythm helps the body manage hunger hormones more effectively. A reliable schedule prevents random snacking triggered by stress or emotional impulses. When your eating pattern is chaotic, your brain grabs whatever is closest, and those nearby options are usually the worst for your long-term health. Predictability becomes a quiet form of discipline that feels gentle rather than forced. Start by setting fixed meal times, even if the meals themselves stay simple at first. Over time, you will notice cravings fade and your choices become more deliberate. Habit 6. Move naturally throughout the day. Another major contrast is how Japanese people approach physical activity daily. Most do not depend on structured workouts or intense training to stay healthy. Instead, they weave small movements naturally into the flow of everyday life. They walk to the station, take the stairs, and often cycle to work without a second thought. Science calls this neat calories burned through non-exercise activity throughout the day. These simple movements add up over hours and quietly reshape the body. There is no pressure, no guilt, just motion woven into ordinary living. This natural flow keeps energy stable without demanding strict fitness routines. Habit 7. Eat slowly and deliberately. Using chopsticks naturally slows the pace of every meal in Japan. This slower rhythm gives the brain time to register fullness before overeating happens. It takes roughly 20 minutes for the body to send a genuine satiety signal. Rushing through food bypasses that signal and leads to unnecessary extra bites. If you do not use chopsticks, a simple technique offers the same benefit. Set your fork down between bites and pause long enough to truly taste each one. Chew, breathe, and notice the textures instead of eating on autopilot. You will naturally consume less and feel lighter without any forced restriction. Habit 8. Honor the meal. In Japan, people rarely eat while walking, rushing, or multitasking through their day. Meals are treated as small moments of respect, almost like quiet daily rituals. There are no phones, no scrolling, and no distractions pulling attention elsewhere. This mindful focus strengthens the link between hunger, fullness, and satisfaction. When you eat slowly and with intention, your body's signals become clearer and steadier. Mindfulness during meals reduces overeating because you finally hear what your body is saying. Habit 9. The real secret is a different relationship with food. The Japanese approach is not built on restriction or battling your own body. It is shaped by balance, rhythm, and quiet respect for everyday choices. When you stop fighting yourself, staying lean no longer feels like a constant war. It becomes a natural result of living in harmony with your body's signals. These habits are less about effort and more about awareness and intentional design. You start to realize that small environmental shifts change far more than willpower ever could. So, consider which single habit feels most doable for you to begin this week.